Bonjour and welcome to French Whisperer. We are going to go to the exercise I propose to you to master, but before I want to say that no online French method will ever replace a French teacher in a French class, except two French teachers in a French class, because you would have the opportunity to listen to them conversing with each other in front of you. That's the same experience you would have if you spend 3 years in France, or the same experience that the baby has growing in his environment. That means learning in context. And that is an experience that you rarely have when you learn at home. And that is why I built that exercise to make up for this lack of opportunity. So if you are a beginner, lucky you will start with a strong foundation. And if you are advanced, then it will sound extremely easy for you, but don't be fooled, because the goal is not to learn just to say a few sentences casually, but it's for you at the end. The goal is that everything you are going to want to say, you will say it automatically the way French people will say it talking to each other. So let's go to the exercise. And if it's too easy for you, you just purchase the whole thing together and you go through them in 1 or 2 weeks. And eventually you will understand that it's very good and you want to repeat and repeat again the same thing. So let's go through the exercise and you will see how easy it is, but it's been built in a way that is thought about, and it has to be step by step, exactly in the order it's designed in order to work. So I chose a very, very simple expression on purpose for you to start with. Sometimes it's going to be more complicated, but sometimes it's very easy. That one is the easiest of all. So it's pas de problème. If you know a little bit of French already, you know that's the way you would say it, pas de problème, except that the French people will say pas de problème, speaking casually. So why do we do that? How do we get to that? We have 5 steps, and it's always going to be the same steps. Very easy to learn. And the rules, I will introduce them little by little, but you will see that how easy it is. Always, if you have taken a few French classes, you know already that the consonants at the end of words are not pronounced except if they are one of these 4, C, R, F, L, with some exceptions, but that's the general rule. So we have an S here at the end of a word, and the S is not part of these 4, so it's going to be eliminated. I put them in red, so it's very easy to recognize them. So now let's go to the second step. Second step is about the negation words, but it's to be considered only when we have a full sentence with a verb. Here there is no verb, even though pas is a negative word, meaning no or not of problem. DE is of. That's the way we say no problem in French. So we pass. I will explain to you the negation in another video. Now, step 3, I put this anyway because it has to be considered in order. So step 3, silent E at the end of words of more than 1 syllable. Very easy, because that's what happens in English. Sauce, for example, you don't say saucy or saucé or whatever. It's sauce. Same thing in French. Problème is problème, no matter how we cross out the E. But it has to be done because it could be important for the following things. So specials, we don't have any special in this expression, so I pass. You will have just a few specials along the way. it's going to be no real problem. And step 5, we consider now the letter E in words of 1 syllable or inside words of 2 or more syllables. So now 2 things. We have one E, right, in the middle of problem, but that E has an accent, so the sound is different. It's A. So this one we don't touch because of the accent, okay? But now we are going to consider the DE, that syllable, the one syllable word, DE. What do we do with this? Well, the rule is to consider what is before that syllable. And before that syllable is the word pas, which if you don't know, you would pronounce pass. But we have eliminated the S. So what is left is a vowel sound. Pa. The mouth stays open. In that case, and only in that case, we have an opportunity to erase the E, and we will always do it. So the E is gone, and the D will be attached to what is before, which is pas. It will become pad. So pad, problem. And that's the reason why we do it and why we have so many contractions in French that you will discover little by little. We pronounce now pas problème. Why? I do this step 6 on purpose because sometimes there are some details that I want to talk about. The P is not exploded in French like it is in English. It's a strong, straight consonant. So in order to sound the whole thing properly, we have to imagine that the D is actually a T, pas problème. Then it becomes clear and beautiful. Okay? Pas problème. And that's it. FrenchWhisperer.com. Visit the website. The beginner will have a video there about the sounds in French that will be very useful in order for you to start this training. And hopefully you will join a class, or hopefully you are already in a class. Okay, so then I hope it's enough for you to really imagine all the benefits you're going to get from doing this again and again and again. And see you on French Whisperer. Au revoir, à bientôt. See you soon.